Hello everyone. I've got a really bad chest infection, so I'm having trouble breathing. Right, this is the journal that I'm giving away, and we'll do a random number generator at the end. Right, it's an envelope journal. All details like that you can see a few videos back, the original video for it. This seam binding, this beautiful seam binding is from a vintage Paris market, and I've done it really long. You've also got the original seam binding on the back in an extra bow, because I attached it in such a way I couldn't remove it, but it's been ironed now. It just wasn't long enough for the journal because it's quite fat. Some of the papers are coffee dyed. A lot of them are dyed with rooibos tea, the African red bush tea. That's a picture of Miss Lily Elsie on the cover. Lots of crochet lace. This pretty craft paper is from Hobbycraft, and it's the stuff you buy on the single large sheets. Lots of pretty vintage soap label ephemera. Just a pretty extra journaling tag on that. One of the Jar of Hearts series from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. The vintage sewing pattern is on cardstock. It's from a stack, the crepe paper stack. There's some scalloped embroidered French tulle that I've just added. A page from a vintage Rotherham's catalogue. Some unbleached baking parchment that I do my coffee and tea dyeing on. So it's been used a few times, it's lovely and crinkly. These tags are from the Wallflower stack by Tim Holtz. This one is vellum. And this one is cardstock with a damask pattern on the back. We've got the yearly egg account ledger paper that I've printed. This should have a hidden stitch spine, as you can see, but it didn't. There's a sewing machine that I've stamped, some Americana ephemera, including these Dearborn Dairy tokens. So there's a few American bits, but I've tried to stick with British and French to give the idea of someone who is a cultured, quite young Edwardian lady. That's a sheet from the Madame Peyrose stack, which is discontinued, unfortunately. There's this beautiful rose gold Venice lace and this washi tape here. You can see that's the red tea. These early pages, like this one, this is what I meant about I'd used a thin grade of copier paper, which was just silly, especially when I added pockets. My favourite vintage soap label ever. It's really pretty postcard. Another really pretty French soap postcard, and I've glossy accented the roses in the boot. It's a tsunami rose ticket with some broderie anglaise ribbon, and where I've stenciled both sides, because it's such a thin paper, I noticed that it came through, but you live and learn. So there's this gathered tulle lace here with the pearls down the centre that I've recently added. You've got the pocket, you've got, that's Ephemera's Vintage Garden, vintage rose hair oil label, with a Jar of Hearts, corset and roses tag. You've got this cabochon with an open bird cage and roses, and then this flips up and flips down again, so it's a big, long, extra fold-out journaling space. More Tim Holtz, vintage French receipt, some gold embroidered tulle lace, French, some more pretty ephemera, I think it was German. Rosette Provision by Tsunami Rose, laser printed on cream cardstock, and although it's got a sheen, you can write on it it's the ink, the powder in the laser printer that makes it look shiny. Doily. A polka dot vellum pocket and my Tiffany & Co receipt stamp I've done there. The vellum papers are Santoro of London. Another beautiful ephemera piece. A hilarious ephemera piece, so you can pause the video if you want to read it. But it's literally, it's hilarious. Can't remember where I got it. Sure, I did say the vellum was Santoro of London. It's confusing because it's the second time I've had to try doing the video. This hilarious little girl that my mum's terrified of. One of my lace page tabs. I will put these back in. I hate the print quality of these. They were done on the MV that I recently bought when my office jet packed in, but I've just got a new office jet, so there'll be better print quality when you get them. There's this pretty trim, floral trim that I got on Etsy. These roses are Dreams Etc. from the Jane Austen kit, Simply Jane. Lots of edge punching. One of those cute cherubs in a corset. That's actually ribbon, not washi. I just needed, there was too much plainness to those pages, so I had to decorate them with something. Like shadow stamping. This is a, like a library style pocket made out of an envelope. This tag, I will add later in the description the name of the lady who designed it. She had an art blog, which she actually discontinued because of people stealing her images and passing them off as her own. Not that, that's free for use. But she did say she's coming back and I can't remember her name. But I do like to credit people for their work. Another really gorgeous page from Rosette Provision. And the cream cardstock is what made it come out so dark. Tim Holtz vellum, washi and lace red tea, more washi with vintage script. You've got this lingerie ad, like an altered image. And inside the bag, let me see, yeah, another Rotherham & Co. catalogue page with the pretty soaps, put it back later, crochet lace. Decoupage, you've got some pearls in lace. There's a fold out with a pretty cameo and some more decoupage. There's a secret pocket behind the fold out with an ad that I found online. And this lifts up and you've got extra journaling inside that you could also use as a pocket for adding extra stuff. The second vellum pocket with this lovely vintage soap ad. That is from the old design shop and it's one of hundreds of thousands of free images on her site, her blog, but she also has an Etsy shop and you should check both out. If you subscribe, she sends you every new image that she adds to the site. You can have them emailed to you for free. So that's more of the Madame Pay Rose. It was an amazing stack. I can't believe they discontinued it. Mini envelope and a mini journaling card, which I will distress the inside. I thought I had. I always spot things I forgot when I do videos. So there's this sort of matte paper here, but it's really from the crepe paper stack. And these roses, I have glossy accented certain aspects of the roses. Absolutely gorgeous. And the roses are Artie May's from the Victorian Women kit. And the whole kit, it's just one kit and it's really cheap. I bought it just for the roses. Got a whole sheet of So that folds out and it's red tea dyed paper. Paper chase washi tape. Vintage school milk ticket. Victor Vasier rose soap. You've got these rose page tabs. I keep forgetting to point out, so I'll point out here, this is calligraphy parchment and it is acid free and archival. It's been dyed in red tea. Some really unusual coffee dyeing. I'll tell you again how I did that. So you've got these tags, that's Madame Payrose and that's crepe paper. So you've got an embossed glassine bag with the hearts. On the tags, behind each bag, there is another pocket. I just haven't put anything in them. That's Dreams, etc. And my office jet prints like that. So you could see the difference in the MV. I really don't get on with it at all. I die cut that pocket and added another large journal card or photo mat. I will tea brush the back of that as well. It's so late now. It was just getting too late for me to finish certain things and it's been a mad week. Pretty doily. That's lined, you probably won't see it. Double banner tuck spot, Artie Mays. A Rose From You is the kit they come from. A little bit of random ripped napkin decoupage. Vintage wallpaper bag. Some ephemera inside. Might as well put some of it back because it just takes ages putting it back afterwards. Now that is a lighter pink than it looks, but I inked it up in Tattered Rose a bit too heavily, so it's made it look darker. That's my little blue section of the journal. Blue and teal. And I threaded, as ever, some teal ribbon through. Some napkin decoupage and, oh, the other end of the paper bag with a little tag inside. So I'll have to show you this. This folds out. So at the front of the pocket, you've got this Cameo Shop tag. The back of the pocket, you've got this Tsunami Rose tag in a pocket. And I've napkin decoupaged the actual page. And you untuck that. That's decoupaged inside. And you fold it open. And, you know, all four of the corners open out. Oh, and then I tucked that down the back of the pocket. I shrunk down one of the pages from Dreams, etc. The vintage love story time travel kit. Oh, I can't fold it. By me putting it back together now, it gives you an idea of how to refold it. Can't remember if, because this is the second video, I don't know if I've missed that it's a terry wood pocket. So we've got a bit of layering, collage, one of my favourite bookmarks. It's got the dog roses on it, they're my favourite wildflower. So you've got this crown of pearls and some pretty bridal lace. I know what I haven't said in this video. At the bottom of the library pocket back here, there's a Tim Holtz, one of those pins, okay? I forgot what they're called. It says secrets on it, and there's a timepiece charm connected by a garment pin. When I play this back, I bet you I've told you twice. An envelope with this bit of ephemera on, flips out an extra journaling card with a label. Oh, I'm ripping the corner. So that's lined. I know I'm going to repeat myself. I hate doing videos twice. So there's the tags with the glassine bags. That's a Cameo Shop library card. That's a Tsunami Rose tag with some eyelash trim. Backs of those tags, the back of that coffee dyeing, crazy coffee dyeing, and some more calligraphy parchment that's lovely to write on. One of my favourite washies with the dragonflies and the poppies, typewriter, perfume bottle. I love that page. The open bird cage is a Prima stamp. Some tissue paper, which sometimes when you look at it, it looks like bows, and then other times it looks like crystals. It's Ted Baker. That's either a journal card or a page I shrunk down. It's Artie May's A Rose From You for extra journaling. So there's the matte paper, some more shadow stamping. You can pause if you want to read it. If you keep moving the phone, they can't pause and read it. Hopefully it's in focus. It's hilarious. There's a page with a collage of 1940s German play, like ripped book page pieces, and probably glued forever behind. Okay, it's a tag with ledger paper on, ledger paper tag, whatever you want to call it, that I've inserted behind. This one is a real library pocket that I've altered with pretty papers like a damask, and I've napkin decoupaged this library card rather prettily, I thought. Add some hay rose, some of that rose gold lace with a bit of a tuck spot, a beautiful sargon napkin, my favourite braided trim, some pretty lace, and just to keep it in place, I've used a paper clip, Tsunami Rose envelope. Now the insert is a bit bright because the insert was done on the MV. Compared to the envelope, I think the envelope looks better. I'll just give you 2 printouts of the fold out, whoever wins it, and then you can pick which you like. What the hell, I'll give you an extra envelope as well. So the other end of the bag, got that beautiful rose to orient soap, and then you've got this vintage dress model image on the back. The paperclip is really decorative, you don't need it to keep it shut. Another Sears and Roebuck, no, is it Rotherham's? It's either Rotherham's or Sears and Roebuck. Perfume bottles, anyway, it's a catalogue page. Go back. A bingo card where I glossy accented the rose. Tell a lie, you do need the paperclip on the bag. It's annoying me now. I'll just stick that one there for now. Some extra long eyelash trim. Really pretty vellum page, Tim Holtz. Gorgeous rosette provision page. Oh, everything's sticking now. Right, so there's that doily. There's this pretty geometric circular trim in a dusky pink. I'm probably the problem now. Moving it too quickly. So there's a homemade library pocket there with a doily. Oh, I meant to layer a flower over it with some cheesecloth. So some tags. That doily, everyone. I'll speak to whoever wins it. I would like to put a bit of cheesecloth and a flower on the front. It's just something I forgot to do. So you've got a little glassine bag here. Really pretty fruit extract label and that perfume bottle. To the top of the page then you've got this mini envelope, and the rose is from that, I'll pronounce it wrong, Poulain French chocolate box, the vintage chocolate box. That's what the rose is from. And then I just cut a journal card from the papers I used to decorate the first envelope library pocket in here. I'll just keep it there. I've got a tuck spot, this pink cameo, and this gorgeous little tag from Nostalgia Graphic Land. Hope that stays in place as long as that's there. This gorgeous little girl singing. And I've threaded some pink organza ribbon through the page. There's a little key charm on a garment pin. There's crochet lace trim, a doily, which obviously you can see the doily. Is that provision? Probably should have put a tuck spot with something there. More Tim Holtz. Another pocket that flips up for extra journaling. And I don't know why I put the pockets on the thinner paper. It's just, but I was still learning, I guess. So you've got that big tag. I made it into a tag anyway. Just a really simple extra coffee dyed tag. Beautiful vintage lady, who I think is a bit later in history than Edwardian. 40s or 20s. Oh, but then oh, never mind that. Anyway, Dreams, etc. That's Vintage Love Story, but it's the second version of the kit. There's this pretty pink corset tag with the cherub. The phone, please. There's that, which is another page that I think should have a tuck spot or something. When I'm lifting it up, you're moving the phone. There's a squared paper page here with stamping. The end of the ledger paper, there's a vellum tag. Well, the other end of the tags, I don't need to really tell you all that. There's the parchment. Another page I think is too blank. So at the back you've got a top tuck, giant journaling card there, or photo mat, and another really pretty journaling card. And whoever wins it, I've given you 3 big lengths of eyelash trims. So you've got the cream or off-white. There's a dusky pink. Right, the red card is making the colours look brighter than they are. It's a subtle dusky pink. And a really pale pink long eyelash trim. And I've cut them off my own skeins. So that there's big long lengths. This unusual vintage looking fabric. I think it's like an Indian sari edging, quite boho, or it could be just very vintage. Embroidered like jacquard. There's some rosette trim, some big rosette trim there. Believe it or not, this is crochet lace, even though it looks like a Venice lace. And this is another crochet lace piece. We've got a piece of lovely Venice lace. You could put it along a cover at the front or edge a page. I'll get the other laces now. So there's a selection of Venice laces. I've cut you some of the daisy lace in the dusky pink. Some gorgeous cream. No, it's not cream, it's like an off-white Venice lace with a big point. Now this next one is cream. You've got the really big Venice lace in the cream. Shall I take that so that if I show you, because I'm going to try and give you more of an idea how big the pieces are. I definitely will be getting a better camera. So there's a lovely big piece of the pale pink. Because the later it's getting, the worse the light's getting. The daisy lace again in the pale pink. These are all really good quality Venice laces, and I bought them all in Britain. I could do a video on great British lace sellers. Now that's like a coffee colour, but I think that this time of night is going to come out a bit different. That is a pale cream daisy lace. I could cut you a bit off in the white as well. So I'm going to give you all those laces, and I'm also going to give you these napkins. I love that little girl doing up her boots. Scent of peony, it says. Beautiful colours. I think they're hydrangeas, or there's, I forget the name of, I mix hydrangea up with something else. Now that is an amazing napkin, isn't it? Those beautiful kind of flowers again. Really lovely. Pretty napkins. Those are exclusive to K Art Gallery. And she has an eBay shop. She's British as well. How gorgeous are they? So the ones I said are exclusive. She designed them with violets. I love violets. Those were so expensive, and the next one was, because I bought them locally, this one with the fairies. It's a funny coloured light coming over on the phone now. I bought them locally and from a woman whose price is, oh, Sagan again with the roses. Have I got that the right way? Yeah. Not sure if it's a violin or a double bass. I've got two different lots of violin napkins, but the other ones, Donna, my friend Donna Jameson gave to me, so I won't give one of those away. And there's that. So that's what I'm giving away to whoever wins this. Let's get the two bits of paper out, otherwise you're probably thinking, oh my god, longest flip through ever. So am I, actually. Now I've seen how long it's been going on. Right. Managed to keep this really low key. So there's only 11 of you. And I will read out, because there's only 11, I can read them out. Cathy Parks, Rhonda Johnson, Ladybug on a Pug, Laura, which is the Papered Soul, hi Laura, Bonnie Neville's, Gayla, either Gilliland or Gilliland, I only noticed the extra L later unless it's a silent L, Susan Thatcher, Terry Rankin, Cheryl, Gail Tuthill, or is that how you say it? And Donna Day. It was Day, wasn't it? Yeah. So there's 11 of you. Oh, my back. Random number generator. Oh, hang on, I forgot to... Oh. I've been stood up doing this one. 1 to 11. I want to make sure you can see this. Right, you ready? One. Cathy Parks. Cathy Parks, you have won the journal and the kit. And I just know Cathy will be watching. So Cathy, comment underneath and look in the description box. I will put my Gmail address again. Please comment first so I know you're emailing me, because it could end up being filtered and end up in my spam mail, and I want a chance of finding it, because I'll have to take your details, and you know, there's a few things I'll touch up over the weekend, because I'll send it to you. I know, because I won't go to the post office tomorrow, so I'll send it out to you Monday, and it'll be recorded delivery. and I'll send you the recorded delivery number. What was I going to say? So important. Before you all go, Lori Nichols from last week. Please get in touch, Lori. And I reread your comment. You said succulents and flowers. You have won a journal, Lori, with your beautiful cat. Please, please, please get in touch, Lori. So we can talk about it, because I'll have to start your journal. And I had such trouble getting vintage succulent books, but with the Office Jet I'll be able to print off any image perfectly. I would have had no chance with the MV. I've got a beautiful one succulent kit though from the Creative Market. I spoke to Daisy, Tsunami Rose, and she wasn't able to put together a succulent kit because she had the same trouble finding vintage succulent books and images that I had. So she's doing a cacti kit, but we'll work it out. I've ordered a couple of new old vintage botany books ready. For the rest of you, the next time I do a giveaway, I will be making a journal afresh, especially for the giveaway. Thank you everyone that took part, and congratulations to the winners, and I'm really sorry to those who didn't win, but there will be other chances soon. Thank you everyone, and I will see you soon. And if any of you know Lori, please tell her to get in touch. Thank you everyone.